They were number one on the radio for 5 years in a row.
I've listened to Tiny and Katie since way back.
Now, they're the number one podcast at WAYZ.com.
I love the Tiny and Katie Show.
It's the Tiny and Katie Show.
Hey, I'm Tiny.
Hey, it's Katie.
Welcome back to the Tiny and Katie Show. We're so glad to have you. Katie, can you believe it's been about 4 months since we started the podcast?
I cannot. We just kind of started this with no idea where we were going, what we were going to be talking about. And here we are. What episode number is this? Like 16, 17?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I think it's 16. It might be. You know what? I'm so glad we've reached a point. I never thought I'd say we'd reach a point in doing these where we'd forget the number that we're on, because there for a long time it was, it's episode 5, it's episode 7, it's episode 9. I didn't have any idea what the world number we're on right now, but we are here to have a great time, all thanks to Roots Hair Design, Route 11 in Marion. Katie, I want to recap with you because since we spoke last, school's now done for you, right?
No, Tiny.
What?
Tiny. No, this is the never-ending school year. So let me tell you, everybody else has ended a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Memorial Day.
Right.
Here we are. We are recording this on June 13th. I have 2 more days of school with the kids, and then I have to go for a teacher work day and get myself together, finish my report card. So no, I'm not done until Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, I am. Tiny, it is the never-ending school day. And those kids are out of their minds.
Well, so what happened, though? Why is it longer than... Is it inordinately longer?
I don't really know the answer to that because all the neighboring counties are done. We're the only county that's still going. And at this point, I love my kids and, I love my job, but I'm babysitting. It's just all right, guys, here we go. And they're feeling it and I'm feeling it. We're all done. Everybody is done. And I want to give them the best education that I can, but at this point, I'm just all right, kids, it's 2:30. Get the hell out of here.
Right.
I'm getting ready for summertime.
Don't you know, Miss Katie's got a bottle of wine with her name on it back at the house.
A bottle, more like a case. I am ready to down those babies.
Y'all, it's time for your parents to take over. Miss Katie's had all she can take.
My one of my parents one year got me a T-shirt on the last day of school, and it said, "Dear parents, you're it. Love teachers." And I love that. I wear that on the last day of school. That's a good one.
I love that. That is so cool. What else has been going on in your life?
Okay, so I have to get your opinion on something.
Okay.
Because I have a tendency to do things that might be stupid or...
No. Get the hell out of here.
Or maybe I don't think it the whole way through. So I wanted to get your opinion on something.
I agree.
Okay. So I recently started dating somebody. And we're probably a month and a half, 2 months in. So we're in that total honeymoon stage.
Oh, sure.
And he's amazing. And he's a great guy. And I'm very, very happy with him. We decided that we were going to go to see Dave Matthews Band on Saturday.
Yeah, and by the way, thanks for letting me know you were doing this.
I didn't even know you were a Dave fan.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying it seems like you would have said, hey, because you know how you are with me. You just tell me everything. So I thought you would have said, hey, I'm going to see Dave.
Yes, but you don't like Dave. And
you still let me know. I mean,
Hey, Tiny, guess what I did on Saturday?
What?
I went and I saw Dave.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, it was great.
I saw Dave on Saturday, too. Our friend Dave.
Yeah, different kind of Dave. But isn't it so funny? Isn't it so funny how people start to act like they know a celebrity and they call them Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Not hey, I saw Dave Matthews Band. Oh, yeah, I saw Dave on Saturday because we're like this.
Yeah, you went to a Dave concert? Yeah, I went to a Dave concert.
Yeah, Dave and I are like this. So, anywho, I say to the old BF, I said, I'm going to order a shirt off of Amazon that says something Dave Matthews Band related. Would you like one? And he said, hell no. That is not something I'm ever going to do. I'm not going to wear the band's T-shirt to their concert. And I started thinking about that. Is that I don't want to say loser, but is that an uncool thing to do, to wear the band's T-shirt? But it wasn't. Okay, so I didn't get a T-shirt that had Dave Matthews Band on it. It said, "This girl loves Dave," or "This is a girl who loves Dave." So it wasn't straight up DMB. It was just alluding to Dave Matthews.
So I totally understand where he's coming from. I've heard that. I also wouldn't do it. So I 100% agree with him, but I really don't know that I can give you an answer as to why. If I had to guess, it's just almost a like a too
Showy?
cool for school thing. Mm-hmm. No, not even showy. It's just you don't. To your point, how people act like they have a relationship with Dave. Then the relationship with people who go see Dave Matthews is just this. I mean, it is
intense.
hardcore.
Yeah, it's intense.
People who love Dave, you love Dave. And he is one of those people, those performers where you either love him or you hate him. There's no middle ground.
Absolutely. Yep.
And we both know which side of the spectrum I fall on that one.
And where I fall on that one too. I love
exactly.
it. That was my 17th Dave Matthews Band show. 17. Right. And I feel like that's high, but my college roommate was there, which was great. I haven't seen her in like 8 years and she loves Dave Matthews. That was like her 120th show or something like that.
Right.
It was insane. I mean, people that love that band go to an exorbitant amount of concerts and they'll travel all over.
There's a song that Florida Georgia Line did when they say nothing ain't cool till you wear the new off. And I think that's kind of what this is it's almost like I always felt embarrassed to wear new clothes and new shoes to school on the first day of school because everyone was going to wear new shoes because obviously their parents went and got them stuff to wear. And you couldn't wait until they were broken in so that they weren't new anymore. And I think that's almost the mentality of what you're talking about, where it's like, no, I'm not going to wear a Dave Matthews Band shirt to a Dave Matthews concert. It's like this. I really am struggling, and I don't know why to come up with the reason for this, but I get it. It's just it's kind of like an unspoken party foul.
I get what you're saying, but they sell the merch at the concert. People buy it. You're excited to be a fan.
Right.
Why
but they
not
sell
show
it,
everybody
but you,
hey, look at me wearing this to your concert.
But you go there clothed. And you don't go there.
Maybe.
Well, it depends. I mean, you might go there clothed, but you don't stay there
clothed. Depends on how the tailgate goes.
You know what I'm saying? We mean a tailgate. In your case, you mean the lawn. But so I think just like with me, for instance, a perfect example is I went to Morgan Wallen a couple weeks ago at Jiffy Lube Live. And
hey, thanks a lot for that invite on that one.
Oh, hey, let me tell you something. Guess what?
Here we are.
So I went and saw Morgan Wallen a couple weeks ago. Did I tell you about that?
No, you didn't. Did I tell you saw Dave Matthews Band on Saturday?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah. Okay. See, because I'm a good friend and I let you know about these things.
Naturally. But he had a shirt there that I really liked. And I'm not one, you know me, when I go to a concert.
You are not. Mm-hmm.
It is straight and narrow. There's a plan. There's a time to do this. You come, you see the act, you see 3 songs and out the door. Okay.
I know you.
So with this though, I saw the shirt and I'm like, man, I might have to have that before I leave. And there were tons of people wearing that shirt that were buying it. I mean, and it was young people, young girls primarily. And I got it for them, I guess, like this one girl. And it was, by the way, first of all, the prices for shirts and merchandise,
insane.
astronaut, $40.
Yeah.
And I dropped it for a t-shirt. Yeah. I love it.
But then you go get a beer and they're like $17, $20. Get some chicken tenders, there's $25. Like, yeah, you drop some money when you're going to concerts these days.
Yeah, but Jiffy Lube does have good chicken tenders.
They do have very good chicken tenders.
Thank you. I'm glad someone finally agrees with me.
I concur 100%.
Wow.
I think Jiffy Lube is really good food. That's one of my favorite venues.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt your story, but I will tell you, recently, like 3 years ago, I went and I saw Elton John on his farewell tour.
Did you?
The very first show that he did. Wow. I went with my best friend, Bridget, and he performed in Allentown.
Yeah.
And that was the first tour on his, what was it called? Farewell, Brick Road?
Yellow Brick Road, I think.
Yellow Brick Road farewell tour, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you bet your ass I bought a t-shirt. And if I was invited to another Elton John concert and if I had that opportunity again, I would wear that baby and I would wear it with pride because that was really cool that more than anything, it's like, hey, I got into this concert. Those were not easy tickets to score at all.
Well, the thing is too, with the Morgan shirt that I bought is I made sure that it did not have the tour dates on it. For some reason, and this goes again, I don't know why, to Sweeney's point here, I don't know why I made sure to get that way. But if it had the tour dates on it, I never would have gotten it.
So here's a question for you. The shirt that I wore said, this is a girl who loves Dave, or just a girl who loves Dave. It didn't say Dave Matthews Band 2016.
World Tour. Yeah. Right.
So is that more acceptable?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think if it's a tour shirt, especially if it's a tour shirt at the event,
like 2 months ago,
right? I mean, that's no go.
Last week,
yeah, I've heard people say. Now, I've heard on this, and we're digging really deep into this, and I don't think anybody really cares except for us, but whatever. But I've heard that if you buy a shirt from the tour that has the tour dates on it, it's fine to wear that at subsequent tours, but not at that very show or on that tour. Mm-hmm. So now you know, not you, just everybody else knows what the etiquette is. But I have a big July coming up for Jiffy Lube Live here, so I might be coming back with some T-shirts. I'm sorry.
Listen, where's my invite?
Time out. I'm gonna tell you where I'm going so that you can't say, "Oh, Tiny, you're a bad friend." Okay.
Wait, but first of all, if you tell me that you're going to see Jason Aldean on
I am.
Okay. Hello.
What?
Hello.
What?
Can this be like an early birthday present? Like can I go as well? Or
well, it's going to be an actual birthday present because it's the day of Mary's birthday.
Oh, well, I mean, is Mary more important than I am? I mean, is that what's happening right now?
Maybe just a touch.
I mean, we like you, Mary, and you're cool and everything, and you may have like carried Tiny's child and gave birth to it, but I would actually like to take that ticket. So
I'm sure you would,
Mary.
So I have Aldean on the 17th. Then I have Luke Bryan. I forget when he's playing, but he'll be there. And then one that just snuck up on me. I had no idea that was happening until last week. I'm super pumped for this show. July 9th, I will finally, after all these years, get to see the Dixie Chicks.
At Jiffy Lube?
Yes.
Wow.
I had no idea. None whatsoever.
That's a Saturday night, too.
You ain't kidding. It's going to be a Saturday night. Yes.
For someone who doesn't like to do much outside of his home, you're really getting out there, Tiny.
Well, but for 2 years, 3 years, I haven't been able to do anything, really, concert-wise.
So here's Tiny. Here's Tiny at a concert.
Okay.
Now, mind you, Tiny and I went to our fair share of concerts.
Yeah, but she's still going to want to go to more.
Absolutely. Once we're done with this, we're going to talk about the Dixie Chicks.
Oh, believe me.
We're going to talk about
Folks,
Aldean.
Let me tell you something. I want you, if you could see my rear end right now, you'd see a pristine butt, okay? But when she's done with me, it's going to have layers of flesh missing.
100%.
Okay?
I'm not happy with you right now.
I'm like the kid who was out with mom and dad at a friend's house who said a cuss word, and the parents ain't gonna smack them around there in front of the friends, but you get that look that oh boy, when we get home, when we get home,
don't get cheeky with me.
No, because it's happening. The hammer's coming down when we get home. So when I tell you folks to tell you those exciting things that's happening to me in the month of July, it came at a price that is so great that I will pay here in about 15 minutes. The hammer's going to come down and Katie's going to ream me out.
Did you miss my pun?
No, got me right in the butt.
Yeah, cheeky with me.
I get it.
I really thought that would crack you up.
I was just going to try to use crack you thing, you. Anyway, so please explain how Tiny is, quote unquote, at a concert.
I remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So here's Tiny. So Tiny and I have gone to our fair share of concerts. And I think everybody knows that when you go to a concert, there's going to be a lot of people there. People are going to be drunk. People are going to be all over the place. Like, those are just things that you have to know when you go to a concert. Well, Tiny doesn't want any of that. He wants to just go to a concert and everybody like sits in their spot, and that's kind of the end of it.
Yes.
So we could be at the best concert in the world. Tim McGraw is giving his very last performance ever, and he's playing only his number ones. Faith Hill's coming out. He's got special guests by like Kenny Chesney, Waylon Jennings. I mean, they're all coming out, right?
Brought Waylon back from the dead. It's that big of a deal.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, they're coming back from the grave. That's how they're dying to get into this concert.
They are.
And Tiny will be in the middle of a song, and I'm like jamming, maybe even crying. Tiny looks at me and he goes, "Well, it's time to go. Well, time to go.
Yeah.
Time to go. Let's go." Tiny always does that. Even when he comes to I don't know if other people are like this, because I am not like this at all. When Tiny comes to my house or to anybody's house or any gathering for that matter, He could be in the middle of having an absolute guffaw. Somebody told a joke and he's laughing so hard he's about to pee his pants, and he will be stoic and then say, "All right, see you guys. It's time for me to go. Time for me to go." And he gets up and he gets the hell out of there. There is zero like circling the dance floor. Hey, see ya. Let's talk sometime. Let's put something on the calendar. He's like, "Nope. Okay, it's I gotta go." And out the door he goes.
And 100% guilty. 100% guilty. And I want everyone to comment if you think that's weird, because I mean, look, I get it. It's unusual, but I cannot be the only person who's like that, and maybe the only person like that you've met. But so here,
I don't know anybody like that.
Let me tell you why. Here's why I am that way. And I told you this before, but I'm going to let everyone know, because I get that that's unusual. Let me
reenact you.
Okay.
It's like, Tiny tells a joke. Oh my gosh, that's somebody. All right, guys, it's time for me to go. We'll see you next week. Thanks. And that's it. Out the door. Smell you later.
You know what they always say? End with a laugh, right?
I mean, I know every time you do not end with a laugh.
Here's why. It's very easy to figure out why I'm like that. When I was growing up, my parents would go to their friend's house, and typically they would have a kid my age, or about 2 or 3 places we would go. And myself and the kid or kids, we would go play, having a good time. Well, mom or dad, one of the two, typically mom, would say, "All right, Daniel, come on. It's, we're getting ready to go." So I would say, as kids will do, "Oh, come on, just, 10 more minutes, whatever." No, we're getting ready to go. So I would have to go up and get my coat on, or whatever the situation called for, put my shoes on and sit there and wait and wait and wait as the conversation continued with the adults.
Because that's like common courtesy.
Well, hang on.
Thank you so much for, okay.
No, so they got to the point then when I'm trying to herd the cats. Like, are we going to go, or can I go play some more? No, we're leaving. We're leaving. Well, no movement was made to leave. Like, the door is way the hell over there, and we're still way the hell over here. I've got my coat on. I'm fat and I'm sweating. I've got my shoes on. I'm ready to go. My buddy is down playing with his toys, and I could be down there having a good time too, but no, I'm here stuck waiting. So now I ask you again, can I go back down and play? No, we're late. I'm telling you, Katie, there were times, I swear to you, where this went on for almost 2 hours. There I am. There were times I remember distinctly falling asleep at a person's door on the floor, waiting for mom and dad to wrap up their conversation.
So why didn't you ever say, "Hey, mom and dad, I'm going to go play with so-and-so and their toys. Can you let me know when we're walking out the door?"
No, I would. I tried that before, but it got to the point then when they would say no, because by the time you get down there and get your stuff off and blah, 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 we're going to be ready to go. Because they always thought they were going to be ready to go, and they were never ready to go. So I vowed to myself, just like I won't eat carrots anymore, because my dad made me eat them when I was growing up, that when the day came...
I don't really care at all about that one. Somebody like that joke a lot.
Folks, aren't you glad that I can cut off our microphone at any point? Okay, so anyway, now you know. That's it. It was when I say I'm going to leave, I'm leaving. I'm not in process.
It's like a fun game, because Tiny will literally be having the best time.
Yeah.
We're laughing. Everybody's having a great time. And it's like, all right, guys, see you later. And out the door he goes. I mean, there is no, "Hey, thanks for hosting. Let's get something on the calendar. Let's talk tomorrow." Like, maybe that's a woman thing. I do know that when I leave a party or a gathering.
Oh boy, do you leave?
Yeah, I take a very long time.
Katie's leaving is like a victory lap for someone who just hit the 750th home run of their career. It's like, poof, watch it fly off. And then suddenly Whitney Houston starts singing "I Will Always Love You." And she's just running around giving high fives to everybody. It's like, "Oh, see you later. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, back there in the back of the living room. Thank you. Oh, God."
You know what it is
What? You want to hear another? Band. Hit it. A 1, a 2, a 3.
I can't lie to you. I do have a little bit of FOMO. Do you know what FOMO is?
Fear of missing out?
Fear of missing out.
Yeah.
So when I'm leaving a party, especially if I'm like one of the first ones that are leaving, and the fun starts really picking up, I don't want to leave the fun because I don't want to hear about it the next day. Because normally I'm a pretty good time. Like I'm sometimes the life of the party. But yeah, I do take a very long time to leave parties and events.
I think for me, it's that I know that very quickly I can turn to where this is no longer fun for me. And I start to,
but you are having fun.
Right. You're right. To your point, believe me, if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't stay as long as I do. But the point is that it's like retiring at your best. I'm going to, when I'm having a good time, this is a great time. Yes, it ain't gonna get any better than this. It's just gonna go downhill from here. Might as well just cut it off now. Stop the bleeding. Y'all what? I'm out.
And also, in your defense on that is you don't really drink a lot, so you can definitely feel when the wheels are coming off and like.
Oh God, yes.
You're like, okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, look,
before this starts.
To Katie's point, her and I both have been sloppy together, but I have more often than not been around her when she's getting there, and when I'm telling you what, when Katie gets to that point where it is game over, which we're talking like 30 to 40 seconds into a party. Okay.
Guilty.
And I mean, the shirt's coming off. You're not going to know who she's a fan of when it comes to bands because the shirt ain't going to be anywhere. The bra goes flying. Somebody's playing slingshot with that thing. Okay. She's up on the table. And the next day, she doesn't remember any of it.
When does this ever happen? When have I ever taken off my clothes and danced on a table and slingshot out of my bra? Like that's
just
never
it.
happened.
That's just it. You don't remember. You don't remember.
You would stay late enough to know because you were out 2 hours prior.
Exactly. Hey, coming up in just a couple minutes, we haven't done this in a while, and I can't wait to play this for you, Katie. We're going to play one of our old pieces of audio, and this situation is going to escalate very quickly. When Katie just said earlier in the show at the beginning, when she said that she sometimes would speak and doesn't think about what she's saying, this is Exhibit A. I promise you.
So excited.
You're going to love it. Coming up on the Tiny and Katie Show, all powered by Roots Hair Design, Route 11 in Marion.
You don't want your hair just cut or styled. Get your hair designed at Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg, 717-375-2130. How about a women's cut? $32, $35, or $38? Guys, you're not going to get a better price on the cut you're going to receive at Roots Hair Design than $23. Now, if you have a teenager, they're getting ready for those summer pictures, girl or boy, $25 and $20 respectively. A kid's cut, just $18. Maybe you need your roots touched up. They have that as well. And they can do your nails, take care of your lashes, facial treatments, waxings, and what I plan to get is a massage. Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg. $10 off your first service to any new guests. And they're approaching their 12th year in business. You don't last that long if you're not doing something, or in their case, a lot of things right. Roots Hair Design, we can't thank them enough for being part of the Tiny and Katie Show. More of the Tiny and Katie Show starts now.
And we're back on the Tiny and Katie Show. As promised, we're going to wrap this up here. We don't have much time, but Katie, I wanted to play this. I came across this and said, you know what? We have to do some more audio from way back in the day because, man, oh man, did we ever have fun. This one is, if you ever needed to encapsulate how Katie was, and in a lot of ways still is, a perfect example was a few episodes ago where we were talking about wedding attire, and she thought it meant bring attire, as in a rubber tire, to a wedding.
Let me also defend myself here for a moment. I have definitely matured a lot since we were on the air together, and I have my master's, and so I am a little bit more professional, but I still have those stupid moments 100%, but I am ready for this one.
Okay, here we go.
If you missed the Tiny and Katie Show, you missed a lot.
121 years ago in 1892, the escalator was patented by Jesse Reno of New York.
God love the escalator. What a great invention. I just wish they moved a little faster.
Really?
Just a little bit.
I think they move fast enough.
You do?
Yes. I think sometimes the process of getting in, then other people want to get in as soon as the doors start closing.
Well, I mean, we're talking about escalator or elevator?
Wait, what did I say? Oh, yeah, escalator.
Escalator, okay.
Okay, yeah, then you're right.
How many people get into the escalator? Hang on, sir. We'll hold it for you. Everybody, don't move. Somebody's getting on.
It's Tiny and Katie. Mornings on 104.7 WAYZ.
I don't remember that at all.
I didn't either. I thought I rememmed all of them.
What a dumb fast.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
I think they move pretty fast. I mean, the process is a lot.
Yeah.
Getting in, the door closes.
Oh my God.
Because I
tell you what,
you hit 2 or 3. I don't know.
Going up, sir? Going down?
Those escalators can be really tricky.
When I listened to that, I was like you. I was like, where is this going? Why did this make? Because the whole point of these was we would pick the funniest moments that we possibly could from that day. And I'm like, where is this going? Because this is not like, I don't remember this ever being funny. And they're like, okay, there we go, absolutely.
Did you remember it once you listened to it?
No, I still don't remember it.
that at all. And
No.
it sounds like by the tone of our voice, this is like a 5 a.m. break that we did.
Yes.
We were like barely awake. I heard it as
Absolutely.
like, hey, escalators, yeah. You get in, the doors closed. Man, it's such an inconvenience.
The funny thing is that would have been one of the earlier breaks of the morning, about 5:30, 5:45, because remember, we got to the point where like, what in the world are we going to talk about here? And we just started doing that back in the day type stuff for one of the earlier breaks.
We did do that. That's
Yeah.
right.
So I'd say that was probably 5:45, right around.
You grab those every week, Tiny. I love listening to those. I forget about them.
should.
It brings up great stories. Can you play it one more time?
Yeah, sure. Let me get it back here. Here we go.
If you missed the Tiny and Katie show, you missed a lot.
121 years ago in 1892, the escalator was patented by Jesse Reno of New York.
God love the escalator. What a great invention. I just wish they moved a little faster.
Really?
Just a little
I
bit.
think they move fast enough.
You do?
Yes. I think sometimes the process of getting in, then other people want to get in as soon as the doors start closing.
Well, wait, we're talking about escalator or elevator?
Wait, what did I say? Oh, yeah, escalator.
Escalator, okay.
Yeah, then you're right.
How many people get into the escalator? Hang on, sir. We'll hold it for you. Everybody, don't move. Somebody's getting on.
It's Tiny and Katie. Mornings on 104.7 WAYZ.
You say when people are getting in. Can you imagine being on an escalator and saying, wait, somebody's getting in. Come on, get in.
Let's hold. I like your comment when you say, "Thank God for the escalator."
I know.
You clearly had nothing to say back to that. You're like, "Wow, well, thank
I will
God
say,
for the escalator."
You're right, and I thought about that, but that goes to show you how you screwing up like that saved that whole thing, because I was like, well, thank God for the escalator. Praise Jesus. We've got stairs that move. I will be.
Oh, that was good. I like that.
Do you want to do something else here?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let me just set this up before I show it. Here's the deal. Katie would always tell me, Tiny, I raised ferrets. Tiny, I had ferrets.
I didn't raise ferrets. I showed ferrets.
Well, okay, excuse me. She showed ferrets. So we're going to wrap. We're going to wrap today's episode up with a photo that finally made its way to me at some point years ago when we were on the air, that I put up on our Facebook page and said, if you ever had to wonder why Katie never had friends when she was younger, this is your reason why. And here it is.
Tiny, you showing this picture is not fair at all.
Nah!
Oh
my God.
Mic drop. Welcome to episode 17, 18 of the Tiny and Katie show.
Yep. I got nothing
right there.
There's nothing. I mean, really, Ferret all is really the only one you could possibly do. So
I know
you won it. It's good.
I know.
You did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All
all
right.
right.
The day that I won.
The day that you won. Ding, ding. Katie wins. Actually, we hope that you consider yourselves the winner this week. We had a really good time with this episode.
Listen, we're all winners here because we get to go on escalators. Like, thank God for the escalator.
Thank the baby Jesus
like
and Mary.
Every day I'm on one of those.
You know, I'm glad I'm not the only one that when I get on an escalator, I say a prayer and say, thank you, Lord, for this escalator. Because it has escalated my life more than you'll ever know.
If only they moved a little bit faster, though.
Yeah. You know, the thing is...
first world problems.
You know, the thing about an escalator is sometimes you just want to sit and stare at it.
Oh, my gosh. All right. On that note, mic drop. We'll see you next week on the Tiny and Katie Show.
Have a good week. We love you.
Bye.